Dude, all of these vets are real veterinarians. Like, imagine somebody like this. Imagine somebody like this telling you that you're conducting shit science and that, yeah, you're a doctor, but fuck you. I don't like your work. I'm not gonna listen to you. Like, that, how embarrassing. It's like watching somebody mentally deteriorate, but just at a rapid pace. I mean, this is the most embarrassing thing ever. I can't believe she posted this. Like, I really can't. That was just difficult to watch. I mean, that was cringe on a whole new level of cringe. Hey bitch, and welcome back to a new Raleigh Reacts video. If you guys are kind of unfamiliar with my Raleigh Reacts schedule, as you guys know, I'm trying to upload every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Saturdays are going to be my Raleigh Reacts mostly, but I am moving up to Washington in just a couple months, so apologies if any of my uploads get scrambled and they end up on other days. If you're new to my Raleigh Reacts videos, however, these are videos I make reacting to video submissions sent by you guys. These are all video submissions, so if you would like to submit a video for me to react to, send it to raleighreacts@gmail.com, right up there on the screen and in the description down below. Just a little disclaimer, these people are not bad people, they just do bad things, and all of these videos are just my opinion. Feel free to leave your opinion and your comments in the comment section down below. Also, before we get into this, I want to say we're doing huge closeouts on equestrian.com. If you're interested in anything that we have available on the website, pick it up now because it will not be available for long. Also, I wanted to give a little shout out. This is not a sponsor, but I wanted to shout her out in my video. RH Equestrian Products is a woman-owned business, and she makes all of her own saddle pads by hand. As you guys can see, she sent me a couple of these. They are just so gorgeous and super cute. I'm gonna link her down below. She sent me these as a gift, and I just wanted to shout her out as just a way to say thank you, and also because I support women-owned businesses. So go support, go show your love. Thank you so much for sending this to me. Super sweet, I love you. Let's get into it. Oh my god. Okay, wow, there's a lot to unpack there, especially because the top comment on this video is so wrong on so many levels. I mean, this just perfectly explains somebody who doesn't know anything about horses at all. All of these people here are idiots. If you guys don't know what Mexican bronc riding is, it's worse than any American bronc riding by far. And you guys know how I feel about rodeos. I even made a video talking about everything wrong with rodeos. Rodeos are just everything wrong with the world, to be honest, and Mexican rodeos are even worse. This is Mexican bronc riding, and these horses are so tortured, tormented, abused. It's really fucking awful to see how these horses are treated. The other guys that are there are really not doing anything to help this guy. He's obviously stuck on this horse connected by something, and this dude comes in and literally just slams his horse into the guy. I don't even know what he's trying to do here. Like, what are you trying to do? He just runs his horse into the guy, ripping the guy off the horse, which probably broke something or tore something, whatever was connecting the guy to the horse. It probably broke that guy's leg. I don't even know what this guy who ran into this situation is thinking. He trampled the guy on the ground, and then he himself got hurt. And then the horse fell on the guy on the ground. I'm surprised. I would not be shocked if the dude on the ground died. This is just a colossal disaster all around. I mean, oh my god, look at that. That is just so insane on so many levels. So much wrong with this picture. Sometimes the best thing to do is just leave a horse alone and let a situation play itself out. He's gonna be hurt and he might die, but that was his choice to get on one of those bronc horses. If anything, by you involving yourself like what this guy did, you're just gonna make the situation worse, which is exactly what he did. Just don't support this stuff in the first place, because this is so terrible. These horses are treated like shit. It's dangerous for the horses, and it's dangerous for the riders too. I have no idea why any of these Mexican bronc riders do this.
Wrong. So, excuse me, I've just done about 100 head of horses.
Oh my god, I remember this chick. This is the same chick that I made my fat acceptance video about, not because she was too big to ride her horse, but because she was promoting people who were too big to ride horses and saying that you were fat shaming. I mean, I think it's funny, the whole argument surrounding everyone should be able to ride horses no matter what size you are. I completely disagree with this. Riding horses is a privilege, and I've said this in all my videos. It's not a right. It's not something that's owed to you. It's not something that everyone has the right to do. Riding horses is a privilege, and if you don't weigh enough to fit within 20% of a normal, healthy horse's body weight so they can comfortably carry you with tack, then you just should not be riding that particular horse. And there are certainly people who are too big to ride any horse, no matter how big the horse is. And I think it's just funny that equestrians can't have weight limits and weight standards now because it's considered fat phobic to care about the health and wellness and well-being of an animal. If I remember correctly, if my memory serves me right, the entire premise of what she said is that there was a study from 2010 that basically said that you can ride a horse as long as they're healthy and they can carry you, and it doesn't really matter about the 20%. I'm generalizing. I know it was much more specific than that, but I'm generalizing what she said.
I hate this 20% rule, and the fact that it's so outdated and people don't do their due diligence of doing the research.
That's literally factually incorrect and scientifically inaccurate, and you're spreading misinformation. And also the Ohio study that I'm assuming she's talking about is something that I've gone over in multiple videos, and it absolutely is not about how there's no negative effect. It talks openly about how the majority of horses, like the vast majority, the overwhelming amount, can only carry a max of 20%, as do all of the other studies. And this is not something that's outdated. I mean, I just think it's funny that she's so upset and so butthurt by one video that I made about her. I made one video about her, that she's still talking about me. And also, this comment that she looks like she's reacting to, it doesn't even look like this person's talking to her. So she's like interjecting herself in someone else's conversation to talk shit about me just because she doesn't like me and because I hurt her feelings. Did I hurt your feelings? Okay, so she's responding to a comment that somebody else said to someone else. It says, because she's angry that Raleigh has science and studies to back up her claims, therefore this person is butthurt over it.
Wrong. So, excuse me, I've just done about 100 head of horses in Michigan, and I still have one more stop to go.
Where are you, a gas station? Are you that angry? You hate me that much that you're replying to comments about me on TikTok at a gas station because this couldn't have waited. I mean, oh God, I love her.
Not only does she cherry pick her studies and leave out information in these studies that would prove her wrong, the biggest one that I can call out, because I posted the entire study, was the saddlebred study. Now let me break this down as to why. She posted pictures and claimed that it was the progression of a horse being used in saddle seat, and the incorrect saddle placement caused the lordosis. But if you're familiar with actual veterinary medicine, unlike her, you would know that lordosis is generally congenital unless caused by actual severe injury, like broken vertebrae. And it does happen, but not very often. Now, when I went and looked that study up, well, boy was she wrong. That was 3 different horses, not the same, not a progression, in a study about congenital, which is genetic, lordosis.
Okay, first of all, I fucking guarantee you guys that that she literally Googled how to pronounce medical words to sound smarter for this video. Like, I can guarantee that right now. So there was one study out of, I think, 5 studies that I linked for my saddle seat video, which, by the way, actually, round of applause for the saddle seat community, because I got so much love. Even one of the saddle seat competition riders that boarded at a saddle seat barn near my house reached out to me and was so happy that I made the video about saddle seat. And to give her credit, I mean, she's not entirely wrong here, because the section that she is talking about was the one where I was talking about the effects of the saddle seat saddles being too far back on the horse's back, past the 18th vertebrae, right? Which I still stand by that. But one of the studies that I showed it around the time that I was talking about the damage to the horse's backs by the saddles, and the study was about a genetic disorder in horses, specifically saddlebred horses. And I didn't intend for that study to be taken out of context in that way, which is why I love how she's like, oh guys, I found the full study and I'm gonna show it to expose Raleigh. Bitch, I posted the entire study on my YouTube channel on that video down below. Like, it wasn't hidden from anybody. That study was just taken out of context because it was at the wrong place at the wrong time in my video. Out of 400 and something videos and 800 and something studies, you know, I do so much research for my videos that, yeah, sometimes there will be things taken out of context. Sometimes my editing will fuck stuff up and make it look like something that it wasn't intended for. However, saying that one study that was wrong in one video out of 800 studies that I've linked to 400 videos. Saying that one study was wrong and therefore I cherry pick all my studies is fucking hilarious, and it's incredibly hypocritical, because that is cherry picking. That is you cherry picking one study and saying that all my studies are wrong.
So, no, when you have to lie to back yourself up, that gets rid of any credibility one may or may not have. So,
dude, you're lying right now. Like, what are I love how hypocritical she is, dude. It's so funny. She's literally lying right now to her audience by sitting there saying that I'm cherry picking studies and I don't know anything about medical data or studies or deciphering information. I mean, that's literally just a blatant lie to her own audience. This is what people do when they get backed into a corner, is they just start trying to discredit the other person to make themselves look better. Because they know that they're wrong and there's nothing else they can say to defend themselves, so they're just trying to talk shit about the other person.
No, I don't think Backyard Nothing is angry about the science Raleigh has to back her up. Much like the study she used when she said, I'm too fat. I'm too fat. I'm 5'4".
Okay, first of all, the science is conducted by actual veterinarians. So that's really insulting to sit there and say that all of my studies are just whack jobs. Oh, it's just science, you know? From what I remember in the video I made about her, I don't remember calling her fat. I remember she said that she was 200 and something pounds. If I remember correctly, she said that about herself, and she said that she was over 20% at some point or another.
I'm a bigger rider, but I can ride. I can sit a buck. I'm no bronc rider, but I'm bigger. I ride a 14-3 hand horse. She's built like a brick shithouse. But technically, according to that rule, I'm too heavy.
But I remember the video I made was specifically talking about the study that she was saying to back her claims. I mean, because obviously I can't tell, I'm not there in person to put you on a scale. I can't tell if somebody weighs too much to ride a horse or not. I think that that's left up to the rider to be responsible, which 20% is generally accepted by the medical community as a safe rule for riding horses. It's not just one doctor, it's not just science, it's not just one study, like she's claiming it to be. And lastly, being 5'4" does not mean that you can't be too big to ride a horse. You're too big to ride a miniature horse, you're too big to ride a pony, and also, I'm pretty sure there are, you know, people on My 600 Pound Life that are 5'4", so that doesn't mean anything.
You're not finna talk to me like I'm crazy. I've been on the road all day to come to this appointment. No, I'm done. Like, at the end of the day, I've been coming there like, no, I'm up here wasting my money.
And not very big. Chubby, but not very big. The same study she used to claim in half a dozen videos that I was too heavy for my horse, guess what?
Wait, did you just say half a dozen videos and you're gonna sit there and say that I'm lying to people? I made one video about you, not half a dozen. What are you talking about? I made one video about you, and you're gonna sit there and say that I'm the person who's lying to my audience, bro? Come on.
She omitted the parts of those studies that said Nothing conclusive can be found as to this study.
No. See, this is what I'm saying. This is why she's dangerous, okay? Because she is blatantly lying to people. Those studies did not say that. At the end of every medical study, it says more studies are needed. More data is needed. That's how science works. That's how every medical study works. Because the whole idea surrounding medicine and science is that we are always evolving. We're always learning more. We're always looking into issues to try to understand them better. So there will never be a medical study that says this is entirely conclusive and we should never look into this ever again. Which is basically what she's saying her 2010 study was, which even that study said the same thing, that more data and more studies are needed to further these claims, right? So that's how science works. Science is never decisive. It's never something that is set in stone. It's always evolving and changing, which is why we always end medical studies by saying we need to continue research on this. The medical studies did not say that they were inconclusive. Every single medical study came to conclusions for that study. Also, on top of everything I just mentioned, I linked the 3 newest studies on rider to horse weight ratio. Those were the studies I linked. They were all the newest in the field. I didn't cherry pick any of those studies like what she's saying I did, because I was explaining to her that you can't cherry pick old studies like what she was doing to back your claims when we have newer studies saying otherwise, which, to be honest, they didn't even say otherwise, because the 2010 study didn't say what she said it did anyway. For example, this was the first study that I linked in the description below, which she clearly didn't read, because this is what the end of the study says. These pilot results are certainly not surprising, but are very significant in adding vital evidence to form an appropriate rider horse to weight ratio. It is common sense that the rider weight impacts equine welfare. However, many might not fully understand or recognize this. What is desperately needed is basic guidance to help riders identify a horse or pony that is right for them, and this research is a vital step in that direction. The study was generously supported by Horse World Welfare, the Saddle Research Trust, Frank Dyson, British Equestrian Federation, British Horse Society, Pony Club, Polo Cross, the Showing Council, the Showing Register, the Society of Master Saddlers, Riding for the Disabled, British Eventing, British Dressage, British Horse Foundation, the Worship Company of Saddlers, and Endurance GP. And they list their references down below. Keep in mind, all the studies that I linked were also unbiased. So she is literally lying in this video. How nuts do you have to be to keep attacking somebody and be so blatantly wrong? All you had to do is just read the studies. This is just clear evidence that she didn't read any of the studies that I put below.
And she also used poor studies where they give these horses 4 months off. Any horse after 4 months off is going to be huffing.
That was not all the studies. What are you talking about? Listen, guys, I'm going to link all the same studies down below for you guys to, read them yourself.
Puffing and sore with no work. Especially when they're using the same tack on these horses built differently. That's shit science, and actually, in my opinion, it's shit horsemanship, because...
Oh, that's shit horsemanship? So she's willing to say that ill-fitted tack is shit horsemanship, which I agree with, but she's not willing to say that riding a horse when you're too big for them is shit horsemanship. Also, I love how she's like, that's shit science. Dude, all of these vets are real veterinarians. Like, imagine somebody like this. Imagine somebody like this telling you that you're conducting shit science, and that, yeah, you're a doctor, but fuck you, I don't like your work, I'm not gonna listen to you. Like, that, how embarrassing. It's like watching somebody mentally deteriorate, but just at a rapid pace. I mean, this is the most embarrassing thing ever. I can't believe she posted this. Like, I really can't.
It doesn't matter the cost. You put a saddle on an animal that fits that animal. Why? Because they are not a commodity. They are a privilege. And in that privilege, for carrying you around, no matter what your size, no matter what your study, you should be using tack that fits the animal for their comfort and well-being.
Oh my god, are you like obsessed with me or something? She has to watch my videos. I fucking guarantee you guys she watches my videos. Now she's trying to act like me. That is literally verbatim something that I have said in so many videos, is riding horses is not a right, it's a privilege. She's literally copying my words, my verbiage. Now, I don't disagree with her about fitting your tack properly. I think that's super important. However, she's only saying this to try to appeal to her audience and make herself sound like she knows what she's talking about. That's also why she looked up how to pronounce medical words.
And on that note of saddles, Raleigh says that she's retiring Link because he doesn't want to ride. I'm going to evaluate that a bit further. She stuck a shitty Stallion brand saddle on him that is the equivalent to a double T, which is an equivalent to a piece of dog shit on his back, and wonders why he doesn't want to perform. On that note, have a great day.
Dude, you are so... Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Holy shit, this is like one of the most cringe, like, embarrassing things I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god. I retired Link from dressage, not from riding. You would know that if you followed me at all and actually cared to look into anything, which you clearly don't because she can't even take the time to read medical studies. She literally said that I retired Link from riding. No, I didn't. I retired him from dressage, and I retired him from dressage because he didn't like doing dressage because he has a locking stifle, which is a genetic issue, and it doesn't cause him any pain. It just makes certain movements a little difficult for him in our dressage lessons. Not that I do dressage like crazy. I mean, I only do it in lessons. I don't compete, and I don't really do it seriously. I maybe do it a couple times a month, but she's so blatantly wrong, and this would take one search on my Instagram to see how wrong you are. It's embarrassing that you didn't take the time to do that. I don't even know what a Stallion brand saddle is. The saddle I rode in was my Schlese dressage saddle, which was custom fitted. It was like a $4,000 saddle. Schlese saddles are fucking expensive, dude. They're like $8,000, okay? Anybody who rides in a Schlese saddle, letting you all know she thinks that you ride in a piece of shit. So that $8,000 that you just spent for that custom saddle tailor fitted to your horse's back, it's dog shit, you know? That's what she thinks. That was just difficult to watch. I mean, that was cringe on a whole new level of cringe. It's just embarrassing when people can't just admit that they were wrong and move on with their life. That's just so embarrassing to me that people can't do that. When you get called out, you can just admit that you were wrong. I don't know what you're going through, man, but clearly it's something that, you know, you probably need to maybe take a break off TikTok, because honestly, like, I've never had somebody make such a convoluted response to any of my videos, spreading nothing but misinformation. And it's so blatantly obvious that it's embarrassing. I don't care if people disagree with me, but I do have a problem with people spreading misinformation about medical data. And you don't have to follow me, but don't follow somebody who is damaging other people's horses and other people. Don't go send her any hate. I mean, comment your thoughts down below. We can talk about it on this video. She's clearly going through some shit. I mean, I've never had somebody just be so obsessive over my videos that they make up so many lies, and they're so angry they're talking about it at a gas station. Don't go send her any hate. We can discuss it here on my channel, but I love you guys, and I hope you got a good laugh out of this. Remember, I'm gonna link those studies down below that I referenced in this video, but I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!